Hello, Internet, and welcome to JL Plays podcast. This is my first ever podcast, so episode 1. And for the first episode, I will be reviewing FATMAN, starring Mel Gibson, Walter Goggins, Marianne Jean-Baptiste, and Chance Hertzfield. So let's get started. But first, here's a short clip from the trailer.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've lost my influence. Maybe it's time I retired the coat.
You still have it.
Some kids with a deer rifle put 2 holes in the sleigh, one in me. All I have is a loathing for a world that's forgotten.
The United States military would like to procure your services.
This is a one-time deal, gentlemen. How are you, Mike? Nicole and the kids are well, I hope.
Who are you?
You just lost a big son! FATMAN!
Okay, and welcome back. I hope you liked that short introduction from the trailer. According to IMDb, the description of the film states that Santa Claus is fighting to save his business. Meanwhile, while Billy, a neglected and really spoiled, ruthless, dark, sadistic 12-year-old boy, hires a hitman to kill Santa Claus after receiving a lump of coal for Christmas. The hitman is played by Walton Goggins. I will try to keep this review without spoilers as much as I can. If there is spoilers, I will just let you know ahead of time, and you could just forward a minute or so if you are worried about that. Now, the movie itself is shot really well. The actors are amazing. They're doing an amazing job, especially the young boy Billy. It is amazing how well this kid acted. He really terrified me. I truly had a great time watching this movie. This movie did not let me down. I was worried because I usually just stop caring about a movie like 30 minutes in, but I was just enthralled. I did not skip a second of this movie. My eyes were glued to the screen because I wanted to see what happened next. Yes, it's a little campy. Yes, it's not a Christmas tale or anything like that, but it's not trying to be. It's definitely its own thing. The movie itself, yes. Is it a dark comedy? Absolutely. Does it have heart? Yes, it has plenty of heart in it, and that's the main thing. This is why it's gonna be a great Christmas movie as far as I'm concerned. Movie that shows you heart, even through the dark times. It still shows you heart, and it shows you why this man is Santa Claus. Why Santa Claus is Santa Claus, even though he's going through a rough time with the quote unquote business. He still has faith and belief that it will work out. In today's world, in today's climate with the pandemic, we are in such dire need for something like this. The movie is dark, gritty, but it has heart, and I cannot recommend it enough just for that reason alone. Now, I'm going to put another clip of the movie, and from there, I might talk about spoilers. So if you don't want to get spoiled, I suggest you stop here and go watch this movie, and hopefully you'll come back and listen to the rest.
I'm looking for the fat man.
You can't be serious.
This is what people actually think of me. Christmas is a farce. I am a joke.
What's the purpose of your visit?
Hunting. I'm gonna kill some things.
There is a rising number of our youth making poor decisions.
With the big man's head.
Severed heads rot, they mold.
They don't want his beard.
I'm not shaving off a dead man's beard.
So, welcome to spoilers. If you're here, you either watched the film and enjoyed it, or you just don't care about spoilers. So, where do I start? Let's start with Billy. And oh my gosh, this kid is one of the most sadistic kids I've ever seen in a film. And he is, wow. Let's start with him at school. Let's start with Billy and him at the school and not winning the science fair, and his opponent being this young little girl who did win first prize, and the fact that he had her kidnapped, taken to his home, downstairs in the basement, where he threatened her with electrocution if she did not retract, saying that she cheated to win the science fair so he could actually get first prize in the science fair. Like, what? This child is so intense. And right before then, you'll find out that the way he pays the hitman is by forging his grandmother's checks. And the next time we see him with the ribbon, with a letter from the school saying that he won because of the girl cheated, with the blue ribbon. And then also the Christmas where he gets his lump of coal, where it extremely pisses him off, and he calls the hitman back and tells him that he wants Santa's head. And from there, so we start with Skinny Man. In the beginning of the film, with him buying a baseball bat from this individual. The baseball bat was made in Santa's workshop. And wow, then you cut to him at home, where it's an entire collection of just toys made in Santa's workshop, because this is his obsession with. And he's just been trying to find these, collect these because of reasons of neglect that he's received, and the hell he was put through because of his parents when he was growing up. He was tortured and beaten by his parents. He kept writing letters to Santa Claus because he wanted new parents, because his parents were abusing him. His father would beat him. His father would take cigarettes and burn it and put them out on his arm. And it's just torture for this when he was a young child. But Santa Claus never gave him new parents because it's just some things he can't do, which you find out later on in the film when he talks to him about this. So he talks to Billy. Billy gives him the job to go and kill Santa Claus, and the hijinks ensued with him trying to find him, which is, quite frankly, the way he does it, it's amazingly quite simple. I will be jumping ahead to the ending right now, so just to let you know, at the ending, him and Santa Claus just are on a shootout, and you find out that he obviously wasn't the first one to ever find them or the first one to go there and try to kill them. So that's why it's so, when it's so easy for him to find Santa, you understand why it's so easy, because Santa's not really trying to hide. It's just, if you know how to follow the clues, you can get to Santa, or I should say the Fat Man. Now I'm gonna move on to Ruth, Marianne, because I don't want to spoil everything here with just the Skinny Man, because a lot of it has to do with him and Chris, or the Fat Man. So let's move on. Now, let's move on to our next protagonist, which is Ruth, played by Marianne Jean-Baptiste. Hopefully I'm saying that name right. She plays Santa's, or I should say Fat Man's wife, Chris's wife. And she's very adorable in this. She's sweet, kind, understanding, everything that Mrs. Claus should be. And you see it in her performance. It is truly brilliant. And she's not afraid to get down and dirty when necessary, or tell Chris off if she has to. This is a great performance by Marianne, and I truly love her work. She's always been one of my favorite actors around. Unfortunately, because Ruth is not a big role, is not such of a big role, I don't have much to say on her other than what I've already said, which is her performance. Her performance was brilliant and wonderful. And then, so let's just move on to the main event, which is Chris, the Fat Man. So we're here at the finale with the Fat Man. Now, the Fat Man is Mel Gibson, and he is amazing in this role. He's truly bringing all his all in here. And to just say that, yeah, it's Mel Gibson. He has his faults. We all know that. But still, he's still a great, talented actor, and I truly enjoy his work here. So, yeah, you find out that Chris is having a hard time. He actually works with the United States government. He gets a stipend from them yearly for the amount of work that he brings and the amount of toys he brings to children. And this year his stipend was like half of what he normally gets, which is not enough to make the toys that he needs and pay for the labor and everything from his elves. So he makes a deal with the United States government to have the elves make microprocessor boards for their drones. So, of course, Chris FATMAN has no choice but to agree and brings in the elves back from their holiday to start doing these microprocessor boards and continue. Elf number 7 is played by Eric Wolf. He was brilliant in this. He was very smart, charming, and just very well for such a side character. Very well played for such a side character. I enjoyed his performance very much there. And then you move on to seeing Chris. And now some time passes, right? And the next plot point is him going to the post office, getting his mail, where the skinny man finally finds him. Because the skinny man was hiding outside, waiting for him to come and check his mailbox, or his P.O. box, I should say, in the post office. And then he follows him to where he lives. And then the skinny man just goes out, notices that there's military everywhere. He comes and takes everybody out. And then him and Chris have a giant shootout, which is quite frankly pretty cool the way they shot it. So the fat man and the skinny man go through a shootout. They go down and just beat the crap out of each other. The fat man, of course, ends up, getting shot. And then fat man ends up getting shot in the eye. Mrs. Claus comes out and sees that and shoots Skinny Man. Skinny Man goes after Mrs. Claus. And then Mrs. Claus has a trap for him in the house where she shoots him in the head. And then she goes to see Fat Man or Chris. And then she finds out, and we all find out, of course, he's not dead. 7 goes and looks at the corpse of Skinny Man, and then finds the book or his ledger and find out who's the one that sent Skinny Man to them, and which was Billy. They found out that it's Billy, and they go pay Billy a little. Chris tells him that he's going to keep an eye on him from now on, and he better be a good boy. He better do everything right, and if anything happens to anybody around him, that he'll be back, and he won't like it. And that's pretty much how the movie ends. Like again, I said, this movie has heart, and lots of it is just rooted with deep, dark comedy, which I enjoy very much. So maybe this is why I love this movie so much, because it has such dark comedy, which I enjoy. I'm a fan of. So this is where I'm going to end it. And I hope you all enjoy this review. And give me some feedback. I would love some. Let me know what I can do better. Thank you for listening to my first ever episode of, or I should say my first ever podcast. And thank you very much. And I'm going to leave you with the last bits of the trailer. Enjoy, and thank you again.
I've come for your head, fat man!
Dashing through the snow, no one horse open surf.
You think you're the first?
All the fields will go.
Think I got this job because I'm fat and jolly?
Nothing all the way. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
How come while you sleep, the fat man's got his eye on you, kid?
Hey,
Oh, that's Donner. Lucky it wasn't Blitzer. Should tear your package clean off.